Hey everybody, Kyle Sasser here, and it's everyone's favorite time of the month. That's right, market statistics time. These market statistics are for Pinellas County for December 2022. I want to take a little detour here from our normal setup here for the video. Probably noticing some changes around here. There's a new channel name. It's taken me a little bit longer to get this video out. There's been a gap. I've gotten a lot of comments from people asking about, hey, are you okay? Where are the market statistics? So here we are. Putting out the video now. It's a little late. Had to do a lot of rebranding. Had to create a new website with the Ashler home team. If you want to see the reason why, I will be putting another video out for that, explaining all of that. But long story short, the business has been growing so much that I had to do a little bit of rebranding. So I do apologize for this taking so long to come out. So this is the old market reports. You probably know me holding these up and talking about various numbers and things that are on here. This is out. One of the other things I've been working on is we have new custom self-generated Ashler home team stats. And so you're probably like, well, Kyle, why did you spend all that time duplicating something that already comes out from the Florida Realtors every month? Primary reason is time. I don't get those statistics until the 20th of the month. And then from that point, it takes a few days to record the video, edit the video, upload the video. It's not necessarily about timely content on YouTube. The primary problem, and it's something that's been bugging me since COVID hit, was the timeliness of the stats. So waiting till the 20th gives way too long of a time frame for me to be able to advise my clients, either buyers or sellers, with what's actually going on in the market. And you can't really do, like, week-to-week stats just don't work very well. There's too much variation. So it has to be month-to-month. And the 20th is way too long for those to come out. So we have self-generated a report here in Ashler Home Team. We will be able to get these stats on within the first few days of the new month. We're going to start off with the 5th of the month with generating them, and we're going to try to tighten that up a little bit. One of the problems is realtors are, a lot of them are kind of lazy. And you have up to 5 days to enter certain information into the MLS. And so there's some stragglers for updated sales information and stuff like that. I have double checked these stats against the original reports, and in some cases we still use those reports for historical data, but the numbers are extraordinarily close to dead on match for the state's numbers. So we're going to roll with these. So you're going to start seeing these showing up in your inbox instead of the multicolor stats. You can tell because they're this beautiful Ashler home team green. So these statistics are based year over year, not month to month. That means that we are comparing December 2022 numbers to December 2021 numbers. The reason we do not compare month to month, like say January versus February or July versus June, is because during the course of a year, real estate has a natural ebb and flow. Up north, obviously, things in wintertime are terrible. Nobody wants to look at homes in the wintertime. Down south of Florida here, things typically follow a little bit more of the school year, but there are much fewer listings in the wintertime. So by comparing year over year, we do have a better gauge of where the market is currently. That said, I do also keep an eye on month to month. Because especially the last 2 years, things have been moving so rapidly that we could actually discern some information by looking month to month, whereas typically the ebb and flow of the year would outweigh any sort of overall trend. So these beautiful market statistics do have a few new pages on the front here. So obviously we have this wonderful title page here. The next is we have an information page that gives information about Ashler Home Team, contact information, what we do, and how we go about the real estate process. And then we also have this timeline sheet or milestone sheet. And basically what this does is this will tell you what the most recent market shifts have been and when they occurred. Looking at this now versus on my computer screen, the text here is a little small. Or maybe I'm just getting too old, I don't know. But yeah, I'll definitely make that a little bit larger so that you can read easily. So let's get into these actual numbers. Pinellas County, December 2022. Total number of closed sales is down 39.53%, total of 745. Cash sales is down 38.86%, total of 247. Median sales price and average sales price. If you remember math class, averages, you take, like 10 houses, you add them up, you divide by 10. That gives you the average. Median sales price is a little different. Median sales price is the point at which there's an equal number of homes priced higher and lower than that point. So that gives you more of a true midpoint of the market. Average sales price is fun, but it can be pulled dramatically by very expensive houses. And doesn't necessarily indicate where the majority of the market is. Median sales price is up 10.76%, total of $437,500. Average sales price is up 9.28%, total of $600,202. Median percent of the original asking price. And so what this is whenever somebody first lists a house for sale, they have that asking price. This is what percentage of that price is the eventual sales price. This is it's an indicator of demand, inventory, and kind of like buyer and seller sentiment, basically. Historically, last couple years, it's been 98%, 99%, 100, 101%. It's actually down significantly, 4.90% to 95.10%. What that tells me is that the extraordinarily high price days are over. Buyers are a little bit more hesitant to pull the trigger on peak prices anymore. Median time to contract is up 127.27% from 11 days to 25 days. That sounds terrible, but that is still very much seller market territory. Again, we're kind of comparing, the last 2 years have been very much outliers so far as low interest rates, price increases, and buyer demand. That is definitely not how the market normally is. So 25 days, though it sounds terrible compared to like the 6 days that we did have in late 2021, 2022, 6 days is not sustainable by any stretch of the imagination. So we're currently at 25 days. That's still very much seller territory, seller market territory. Total number of new listings is actually down. This is a little interesting because last few months we've actually been listing more. Number of new listings is down 28.12%. to a total of 662. Active inventory is up 100%. So there's more than twice as many homes for sale now compared to December 2021. Foreclosures and short sales, I forgot to make a page for the doom and gloom. I forgot to make the doom and gloom page on the end. It's stuck here on the main stats page here, which is fine, but I do like to end on the doom and gloom page. So next month I will be adding that to the back of the packet here. Nothing really going on in short sales and foreclosures. There was a total of 1 short sale and a total of 1 foreclosure. Historically, so like when things were really bad with short sales and foreclosures, so 2008, 9, 10, even 11, we were doing about 100 to 150 short sales per month, and we're currently at 1. So we're nowhere close to that having any sort of impact on the market. I also like to break things out into price categories. Reason why is $1 million home sells for a little different time frame, a little bit different demand than a $300,000 home. Overall trend has been, basically there's been like a break point around 300 or 400,000, where there's been fewer homes under that price point for sale and more things going on above that same split. Reason why is because with home prices increasing so fast, things have moved up into the next highest price bracket. The waters have gotten a little muddied here with all that. There's not really a clear, we don't really have that break point anymore. At least it's not, it's still there. It's just, it's not showing up as a clear, price break. You can certainly see that there's nothing for sale under, like 300,000, like 250,000. But overall, the entire market is kind of moving as one currently, primarily because of decreased buyer demand has dropped across the board. Closed sales by sales price. So December 2022, there was a total of 5 homes that sold under $150,000. So if you're looking under 150, my recommendation is to start looking at condos. Start looking at condos or there's not really too many townhomes in St. Pete or Pinellas, but 150 to 200,000, there was 71.74% fewer homes for sale, total of 13. 200,000 to 250,000, there was 51.19% fewer houses, a total of 41. 300 to 400,000, there was 47% fewer houses, total of 177. 400 to 600,000, there was 26.56% fewer sales, total of 235. And even the good old 1 million or more, there was 36.19% fewer sales in December, total of 16. One thing to remember with that, this closed sales price and the median sales price, is that, so those are December 2022 numbers, but they're based on contracts written a month or two ahead of that. So those contracts were written in October or November. Those are quite a trailing inventory, quite a trailing indicator. What's going to be interesting is to see how things shape up over the next couple months to see if the blip in median sales price holds. Median time to contract, again, we're up across the board, every category. Nothing crazy. Hillsborough County had like some 480% increases. We don't have anything quite that crazy here. But hey, big numbers are always pretty fun to put on the graphics here. So 150,000 to 200,000, we were up. Median time to contract was up 271% to 26 days. 250 to 300,000 was up 200% to 30 days. 400 to 600,000 was up 200% to 27 days. Everything's really hanging around like the 25 to 30 day mark, with the exception of 300 to 400,000, which is hanging around 18 days. The reason I like to break this out by price, what that tells me is that 300 to 400,000, there is still quite a bit of demand. And that's not showing up in a lot of the other numbers here. Because if we look at 300 to 400 closed sales, well, number of closed sales was down 47%, but time to contract is 300 to 400. That tells me that buyers are motivated in that price point, at least more so than, you know, most of the other price points. And that's handy when evaluating a listing to come up at a sales price. Total number of new listings by sales price. Again, this is down across the board, which is a bit of a change. This had been up compared to previous years. Basically, $200,000 and under, there was a total of 9 new houses that went up for sale. So again, that under 200 mark is extraordinarily difficult to buy a house in that price range. $200,000 to $250,000, there was 60% fewer new listings, total of 24. $250,000 to $300,000 was down 49%. $300,000 to $400,000 was down 37%. Once we get up above that 400 number, though, the number of new listings, holding steady is not the right term, but it's not as dire. 400 to 600 was down 7.69%, total of 228. 600 to 1 million was down 19.7%, it's almost 20%. I mean, that's pretty bad, to 106. The exception is 1 million or more, which was up 17.65%. Total of 80. What I'm going to be curious to see with that 1 million number, if that shows up in closed sales in a couple months. Because my guess, 1 million is a very strong hurdle to try to overcome. So more than likely, a lot of those are probably going to slide down into the 900s. Inventory by current price. So what this is we take a look at everything that is actively for sale on the last day of the month. We break it out into price points. There was nothing for sale $150,000 or under anywhere in Pinellas County on December 31st, 2022. $150,000 to $200,000, there was 69.23% fewer houses, total of 16. That 200,000 or under number is just very, very difficult to do anything with now. Easy to sell, but very difficult to try to buy anything in that price range. $200,000 to $250,000, there was 14.81% more homes for sale, total of 62. $250,000 to $300,000, there was 14.81% more homes currently available, total of 62. And then once we get up to 300 or more, we more than double the active amount of homes for sale. So 300 to 400, there was up 110%, total of 357. 400 to 600,000 was up 166%, total of 563. 600 to a million was up 135% to 351, and 1 million or more was up 125% to 377. So them's the stats. So let's jump into a little analysis here. Let's kind of get the divining rods out and see what's going on here. So December is what I would describe as a blip. The previous 6 months trend has been inventory going up significantly, demand going down significantly. Demand is down primarily because of interest rates going up. I can say anecdotally that I have had a lot of clients come back to the board, to the table. A lot of buyers came back looking at houses and stuff like that. There is a ton of homes to choose from right now. So if you're thinking about buying, this is one of the best times to buy so far as selection goes in years, maybe 5 years. So, and I can actually, so the stats that are here go all the way back to 2018. So these stats go all the way back to 2018. The stats I have in my database go all the way back to 2013. But this is basically the most homes we've had since basically before the pandemic. So if you're thinking about buying a house, now is an outstanding time to go and look. Interest rates, which is what everyone's concerned about. So yes, 6%, currently they're around 6.5%. That is significantly more than 2.5%, which is something that you could have gotten in 2022. So that's something that you could have gotten in, 2021. There's two things with that. One is if you look at the 20-year norms for interest rates, 6.5% is within the 20-year norms. So if we go all the way back to like the year 2000, it bounces around between like 3% and 7%. That's a pretty big spread, admittedly. But overall, it tended to hang around more towards like the mid to high threes to, mid sixes is really where it bounced around at. Interest rates below 3% are unheard of, and they should in no way be considered typical or expected or market norm. The 2% interest rates were the outlier. That said, 6.5% is pretty high. Your buying power does take a bit of a hit at 6.5%. There's some rumblings out there that interest rates are gonna, come back down to, fives and something like that, which again is gonna improve things. The question is I can't really tell you based off this 1 month if this is the new trend, just that buyers are coming back and we're getting back into a more balanced market, or if this was just a one-off Christmas present that people were giving themselves in buying homes in December. Usually I like to see something for 2 months or 3 months before I would comfortably call that a trend. That said, the overall market pressure is still down. So if you're thinking about selling and you want to take advantage of these still close to record-breaking prices, like we're still up pretty close to the top, it is a phenomenal time to sell. It's going to take a little longer than it did in early 2022, but again, that is outlier time. Houses only being on the market for a week they're not even a week. That is the exceptional case. That is not normal market conditions. Normally, so the thing to know is when you're selling a house, the time it takes to sell it is a function of the price. If you sell a house for a steal, it's going to take a lot shorter time to sell. If you want to go for the top price, it's going to take a little bit longer. Normally speaking, when in normal market conditions, so like let's say 2019 or earlier, typically it would take 90 days to sell a house at a top market price just to find that perfect buyer. And if you look at statistics, usually they consider it a seller's market until we get up to about 3 to 4 months supply of inventory, which we're not too close to. We were heading straight there for 6 months, but this has kind of thrown a little hiccup in there. I would say this is a little bit of a wobble in the market. I can't really call it a change in trend, but it is noteworthy because that is a significant bump in demand. So, the answer is no answer, unfortunately, other than currently total market pressure is down because we have a huge amount of inventory. We have a huge amount of homes for sales and not very many people buying them. We had fewer homes go up for sale than sold, which means that inventory technically decreased. But again, we have so much reserve, it hasn't had a major impact. One other thing I want to point out here is that these sales statistics numbers, time to contract, time to sale, all that stuff, those numbers only count when the home actually sells. We have more than doubled inventory, but we don't know what those houses are selling for. So there is a cloud of stuff there that has been sitting for a long time that has not gone under contract and has not sold yet. Again, because we only get numbers for sold price, time to contract, time to sale, we only get those numbers when it actually sells. And there's a lot of stuff that is not selling right now. So that's kind of where we're at. So I want to thank you for watching this market statistics video. My name is Kyle Sasser, Ashler Home Team, formerly Sasser Group. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching this on the email or the website, wherever or however you found this. If you are looking for your own special place in the Tampa Bay area, I will be happy to help you out. Please feel free to contact me via the links below. You can also give me a phone call. My phone number is 813-323-7396. Website is ashlerre.com. And other than that, I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you soon.